Welcome, Wanderer. Necromancer is about to receive 3 amazing buffs that will make minions stronger than ever. And before you ask, yes, Golem is about to shine, spam casting his ability, and you'll actually have more than one Golem. The first buff is a target ability we've been asking for since the start. If Golem's active ability targets an enemy, your warriors and mages will focus their attacks on that target. Technically fantastic, we can finally use our Golem activable to have everyone just nuke there, especially for something like Infernal Hordes or the damage reduction minions in the pit. Fantastic. However, minion builds do usually sacrifice the Golem. The Skeleton Mage build does only play skeletal mages, and if you're playing warriors and mages together, you're sacrificing the Golem for critical strike damage. So having him be the target ability is quite worse for the actual existing minion builds. However, it is something. We're getting something, and we can play a new versions of minions now where you can at least say a tag there. And might it only be while leveling and early torment tiers and not the endgame. The real interesting change is another Golem change, and that would be the new unique called Gravebloom. It's a unique one-handed mace. Gives you attack speed, int, chance for Golem to hit twice, 50%. Considering that a current temper gives you 20% Golem to hit twice, that's a lot. And Golem Mastery. Plus, you raise 3 smaller golems, each dealing 60% of normal damage, and they gain plus 30% attack speed, which is already 40% attack speed in total only from the golems. Now imagine instead of having one dude who's able to do triple damage against single targets, nuking out with the Fell Gluttony aspect, already doing insane damage. This is season 10 with my golem, no chaos powers, and he's actually able to do meaningful stuff, to do the Infernal Hordes, to have a low cooldown. He's feeling very good. But now you're going to have 3 of them, and 3 of them are going to explode with Fell Gluttony and the Blood Explosion vop vop in a row, and you can spam cast them if you do the cooldown reduction the right way. Holy moly, that's finally going to be a meaningful, good Golem build. Especially with new Tempering, we can get the Golem active cooldown reduction really easy on our items. However, we won't be able to masterwork them anymore because masterworking now gets the item up to 20 quality, and then you can greater affix one of the affixes, which means we're going to get Golem active cooldown greater affix, and therefore still somewhere end up at 4 seconds Golem cooldown reduction. How do we now though end up then being able to actually spam our Golem, because 4 seconds is still 4 seconds. And that's where the Fell Gluttony comes in with 3 golems, but also us standing in there and doing reaps. The Fell Gluttony aspect says, your golem active also causes your golem to erupt, dealing bonus damage, and you scale that damage up nicely. And your golem consumes corpses to reduce its remaining cooldown. Now we're going to have 3 golems in an area all consuming corpses to reduce the cooldown to pretty much spam it away. While you're then standing on the side and you're permanently spamming the reap. And a reap will perfectly work together with your cooldown reduction from your curse, but also reap is continuously making corpses that then has your golems consume these corpses again, which will then reduce your cooldown to then reap, to then corpses, to then more cooldown, and it's really effing nice. The planner for this golem build, I'll actually put in the description below that we can right away try this out on the test server if it is actually going to be good. Another interesting part is going to be your litless wall. Now, technically this makes you weaker because you're not using a 2-handed weapon. However, it gives us cooldown reduction we desperately need for our golem. And if we have many bone storms, we get 100% bonus damage. Now, we did sacrifice our warriors and our mages. That means we're already getting bonus bone storms. And interestingly enough, the bone storm itself is always around your golems. So it's going to be around me and around the 3 golems, which gives me a guaranteed 4 bone storms, right? And each bonus bone storm is giving me the bonus damage. So I have 4 active bone storms at all moments, plus then the active bone storms that are actually being made by the litless wall. Yeah. And all those bone storms are also going to keep me alive with the barrier aspect. I mentioned 3 changes though. What is the 3rd change that is so important? And that would be our key passive. Our key passive, Callan's Edict for minions, gives us more damage per minion currently and more attack speed. Which means if you're not playing warriors and mages and only the golems, it's useless. because it would be 1 golem for 3% more damage and 3% more attack speed, which massively stings, and you would be forced to actually play Affliction instead of going for the Kellen's Edict. However, Kellen's Edict now says your minions gain 40% attack speed and 40% increased damage, just like that. Unconditional. Boom. Crazy part is, during leveling, you usually only have 4 warriors and 3 mages, so that's 21 damage and 21% attack speed. So even during leveling, if you then get your key passive, bam, we are instantly stronger. And with this 40% attack speed that we're getting right now, plus the buff from the Gravebloom, we're sitting at plus 10, 50, and the 30. So we're already sitting at 80% attack speed on the Golem. Add to that the summon attack speed that we're getting here in the Paragon board, and the Golem attack speed we're also going to get in the Paragon board, and you're easily at the 100% attack speed and above for the 200% bonus damage from Cult Leader without having to do anything. We're going to get Torment 1, and we're fully attack speeded out. Currently, I'm actually forced to play Frenzy Dead to really attack speed myself out in Season 10 if I don't have attack speed on every piece of gear. That frees up another aspect slot for even more damage. Another weird thing about our Golem being the target ability though is that sacrificing our other minions gives us more damage. Because the Golem legendary note says your Golem gets 100% increased damage, and the Skeleton Mage and Warrior Sacrifice bonuses grant an additional 60% Golem damage. Which means if I sacrifice my warriors, it's 60, and if I sacrifice my mages, it's 120% more damage. So why again would I play the Golem and the mages and the warriors together? It defeats purpose, everything. The only reason to actually play Golem now in mages and warriors would be to target. We have no other reasons unless we play the full Golemancer to then say, I want my mages to attack there, to destroy the dude who's damage reducing. And one thing we haven't even talked about, we still have the Ring of Mendel. Every 6th attack from each minion is empowered, exploding for even more bonus damage. That one, on top then with 3 golems instead of 1 golem, is finally going to be somewhat interesting. My question is and remains now, do we play only the golems for the super golem damage? Do we play the 3 golems together with everyone else, but then everyone is actually weaker? I think a hyper specialized full golem build should work quite fantastic, especially since it's already working in Season 10, and it will have a crazy good power curve, because we can start full minions, blast with full minions through everything, Kellen's Edict making it stronger, Torment 1, Cult Leader making a super OP. Then we pick up the new unique Gravebloom, boom, suddenly we throw the skeletons out, and golems reign supreme. Food for thought would also be using your golems that have the rotating Bone Storm around them, and then turning the Bone Storm into a shadow skill with ultimate shadows, and also using your golems then together with a Shade Mist aspect. So we have 4 Bone Storm around me, around the golems, your golems have Shade Mist too, having shadow damage around them too, and then suddenly we have tons of instances that would actually trigger the Necromancer's Shadow Blight. Imagine 3 golems are surrounding you, and then Shadow Blight goes damage, 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 damage. It's a little bit like the Soul Rift spam build that we have right now, only that we're spamming golems around our opponents. However, I think that build might be too much playing around, and rather just maxing out the Fell Gluttony going absolutely mental is what we're looking for here. Now we said that it might be harsh to get the cooldown down, right? And I did it with minimal tempering to get it down to 4 seconds, but simulating that I greater affix the Golem active cooldown reduction. Intriguingly enough, if we then get a chest piece that has Golem Mastery on it, you could actually masterwork this up all the way and then get the greater affix on the Golem Mastery, where usually getting a Golem Mastery greater affix chest is almost impossible. It could be quite easy in the up and coming season. Is there anything else that Necromancer's getting that's quite incredible? Technically, Corpse Explosion is getting more damage, but that's only 25% more. And that's by far not enough to elevate it anywhere where we need it to be valuable, even for the Blighted Corpse Explosion. That's sadly a big no-no. Which other builds will be going absolutely crazy? And here I would be looking for Season 9, not Season 10, because Season 10 has the chaotic perks really make a big difference for Necromancer, and allowing, for example, the Bone Spirit Bone Splinter build to exist in a way it has never existed before. If you're looking though for Season 9, the powers did not do anything too crazy to builds to make them viable. So here the Necromancer did have the normal Blight Necro with the Even Piercer Reaper's Pursuit stacking for then Shadow Blight crit, and that was going extremely well. Whereas you still had a Race Skeleton Army of the Dead actually go all the way up to 111. That is quite nice. So we had major skeletons, everything working quite good. We had the Shadow Blight working quite good. You had Bloodwave build still doing fine. So all the stuff that you're used to, all the stuff that used to be good 2 seasons back, is definitely going to shine, with finally Golem being a thing, because you see skeletons, but you don't actually see Golem a single time. But I'm pretty sure we will see Golem now go crazy. Now, if you like, try this out in Season 10 already, or wait for the PDR on Tuesday, the 21st to come right away. This is the build I am looking forward to the most. Planner is in the description below. Here's the live stream where we played around with it, and here are more changes from Season 11. Enjoy and take care.